Everyone, welcome to What the Flick. Jason, Grace, Alonso. My brain goes into vapor lock the moment I have to say people's names out loud. It's like, I'm Alonso. Anyway, Riverdale, chapter 25, The Wicked and the Divine. Anybody else here get confirmed?
No. I was confirmed when I was significantly younger.
Yes.
It looked nothing like whatever this.
I was 11.
Was she marrying Jesus? I mean, she's walking down the aisle. There's a full
and
church
singing.
and singing.
I thought at the beginning of the episode she was going to say, "Oh, my quinceañera is happening," because they're totally playing into this Hispanic Latina family, which I grew up in that. So all the tias and abuelitas and tios, I'm like, stop.
There was a great piece online. I forget who wrote it. Basically saying like that the Spanglish on Riverdale is bullshit. It's such like the occasional mija is just not cutting it. They're doing it way better on One Day at a Time. I would say, over on Netflix,
I would expect that though.
So my confirmation was not nearly that foofy. A bittersweet symphony. I'm sorry, you don't go to a religious ceremony and sing "I Can't Change" because I'm here in my mold. Like I don't think the Monsignor is going to sign off on that. One. Plus, from the Cruel Intentions soundtrack, give me a fucking break.
Alonso, so the Verve put that song out in 1997.
Yes.
But Cruel Intentions made it cool.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Maybe in the US, but I remember that song in Belgium. It was already.
I did not know it was on that soundtrack until last night.
Me too.
There was a song that was like wallpapered the radio. I had no idea. And so here's the thing. I think if you're doing your Dirty Teen show, you don't shout out to the Dirty Teen movie. It's too on the nose.
Got it. Well, poor Josie. They just like slut her around to sing wherever they can. She's always for hire to sing someplace.
Well, she was clearly under duress. Like I love the facial expressions on that powwow between the mayor and Veronica's mom was just like.
But it's another thing that they're introducing and then not really dealing with, and that's where I'm getting so frustrated with this second half. And I mean, don't even get me started at whatever the tale was of this episode with Mrs. Cooper and Betty and Chick, and like they're throwing way too much out and they're not dealing with enough, and I'm getting a little boggled here, like not Polly, but what's the snake charmer, the tattoo?
Penny.
Oh, Penny.
Penny returned,
and
we like.
You called it though. You called it.
Well, yeah, thank you. But like that is a whole episode. Like focus on that and that dynamic with Jughead. I thought was really rich, and what's going on with Tall Boy. Like there's a lot there.
Right.
Why don't we focus on that? Why are we throwing more things
They do seem to be kind of sprinting through this stuff, and it's like, I mean, just Archie being torn between the FBI agent and Hiram and stuff. That's interesting.
Okay.
But again, we're speeding through it. But two things. One, I really want a moratorium on the Goodfellas edit.
Yep.
Like we've seen that so many times now. Like let's let that one go. I love Goodfellas. It's a great movie, but that the quote has been overdone. Also, you're right. This episode leaned very heavily into the abuelita territory, which circles us back around to the notion of we have a Hispanic mobster businessman named Hiram Lodge.
And the mom's name Hermione.
Like, who the fuck ever?
Never.
My tias trying to pronounce that name would be like, Hiram Lodge? If you're gonna keep that from the comics, you can't suddenly make him this total other ethnicity that the name doesn't fit on.
Agreed, and we almost, and correct me if I'm wrong.
At least Veronica,
Veronica y Maria Consuelo Lopez y Lodge. It sounds like a bad newscaster here in LA. My name is Jessica Tiffany Sanchez y Gomez Guadalupe. We almost got the answer. Veronica almost told Archie what exactly is happening, the bad nature of Hiram, and we didn't get that again.
Yeah, it was something. It's more than Sodale. I'm like, no shit. What is it? Okay, but I placed something that I was kind of on the tip of for a while with the FBI person and Archie. It reminds me so much of that dynamic in A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe and
yes, the imaginary guy.
The imaginary,
the husband. Paul Bettany.
No, it's not Paul Bettany. It's the
Ed Harris.
Ed Harris's character in A Beautiful Mind, where basically Russell Crowe only interacts with Ed Harris, and other people kind of like are aware. I guess it exists in like the same storyline, but Ed Harris only interacts with Russell Crowe.
Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, like and I feel like that's what we're getting with the FBI agent, and I don't know if it's intentional, but at this point, point, if it were to come to pass that Archie was imagining the whole thing and he had an imaginary friend, it would make sense.
It would scan in this show,
yeah. Yeah, it would totally scan. And I'm frustrated with that. Like, if you're gonna introduce an FBI agent, if this better be something fake, because if this turns out to be an actual FBI agent, then like, this is a mess of how to deal with this.
I agree. Robin Gibbons. So first of all, I want to say that this show gives me my whole entire existence of stars that have been resurrected from a career that 30 years ago. Robin Gibbons, Luke Perry,
Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, totally. She always has that look on her face like, who farted? It's the worst. Hal, poor Hal. Hal's always leaving.
No, not poor Hal.
No, poor Hal in the sense, Grace, that like you couldn't write any better dialogue for this dude than I'm mad, I'm going to stay at the hotel. Bye.
He probably loves it. He's obviously on contract and he has like maybe one scene every episode. He's just kind of like hanging around.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't have to kneel down and like mop up fake blood the way Matt Shanamick does. He's like, I'm leaving again.
So what is happening with the Coopers?
No, I don't know. Who knows? Chick comes downstairs with this guy who I thought, wow, Chick's gonna get on in the house. Good for Chick. And it was a job
seriously,
interview.
you have to blow the concession guy to get a job at the movie theater. It's not that, you know, much of a get.
Yeah.
You know, you fill out the application, they hire you. That's how it works. I worked at a movie theater. Trust me, I did not have to do anything.
If you're gonna have to like give me a blow job, I'd be like, well,
maybe
I'm gonna go to another movie theater.
Yeah, are there some Raisinets in it for me at least? Like come on.
Is there a slushie for free?
So, but Betty is, they sort of tease dark Betty. I thought we were gonna get a little bit more of her, but it seems as though the darkness is just her putting on a wig and talking to people on the internet.
And you say that
in a black
wig, a black bob. You say dark Betty as if it's a real serious thing. I'm sorry. The whole Betty Jughead,
yeah, like Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, she's not like rising from the ashes. Dark Betty for me is the lamest part of last night's episode because she's in front of a computer like, so what's your name? Oh, what are you doing? Oh yeah, Daddy, it's so great. Then, Betty, what's going on? I'm getting dressed. It's just so dumb.
Also, it was in the morning. Like that's the thing. My mind. It was before school. Like homegirl woke up and was just like, I think I'm just gonna get some guys horny and leave.
Yeah, I hope the dude on the computer was in Hong Kong or something.
On the East Coast.
Yeah, so that hour, no thank you.
She put on a full face of makeup. I was like, girl, sleep in. Like, it's at night. You don't need to do this right now.
Okay, if we're gonna nitpick, and let's. Here's what I love. When we finally see the head of the statue after it's been recovered, there is red paint on the neck, implying that they put the paint on it first and then beheaded it. It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Like it was like a ritual.
You would cut the head off and then you paint the blood on the neck. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but it's just something I noticed.
Here's what's right. Here's what was right about this episode.
Yes,
though.
yes.
Jughead, FP, and the Serpents. Who do you guys just laugh uncontrollably when they have their metaphors? You know, you're gonna be expelled from the den.
Oh, yeah, there you were. We're hiding in the tall grass.
Right, stop it, stop it. But
we're laying our eggs on a sunny day. No, wait.
Our venom is a mild toxic. It kills and paralyzes. But I like the dialogue that those two have. And I think that storyline, finally, Penny Peabody coming back was great. Because you called it, Grace, as you always do.
Thank you.
That we haven't seen the last of her. And her request for Jughead was dire.
Right, but that's what I mean. Like, that's such a rich story arc right there. She obviously has a lot of clout and respect and pull within the Serpents, and seeing how that dynamic
fucked up, and so like it kind of has this coming now.
Yeah, and like that's something that you can really explore. It's sort of like he's now excited about being a Serpent, but let's see when the rubber hits the road, what you're willing to do for this new gang that you're in, and I think that would be really cool to explore. And then seeing him rekindle his relationship with Betty,
no.
I love that.
No, I want all of you. Just take me here on this couch. I want it all.
I almost wept. I was very moved by that. So I don't know where your heart is this morning.
Black and cold and bitter.
I really like them together.
I think they work. But again, though, you're right. The show loves to introduce stuff and then not follow through with it because, like, gee, last week, wasn't it like this whole big thing of all the Southside kids coming to Riverdale High and not getting along? Nope, this week.
No Cheryl either this week.
No one cares.
No, but that's the ebb and flow of storytelling, guys, though. You know? No?
But think about how they did it in season 1. There was that ebb and flow of storytelling, but there was that through line. And I think, again, you know, they kind of tried it with the Black Hood, and I don't know why they just dropped it, and now they really haven't found a true north for the second half of this season. And I'm wondering how they're gonna sort of right the ship.
The Black Hood was already kind of a, well, you're not the Jason Blossom murder, but you'll do. And now we don't even have that, and so now it's like, it's informant Archie overhearing out the bathroom and being implicated in the murder of the poutine guy.
You know what they're doing? They're just like, oh, you guys liked it better when there was the murder? Okay, well, here are a bunch of murders. Which one do you like? Do you like this murder? Is this one better?
Well, listen,
like,
we heard you wanted this to be like Twin Peaks, so we're bringing in a Canadian to kill.
Yeah. Maybe all the tias and abuelitas will help us find the solution to what's going on.
Oh, there we go.
And the poutine guy, I kept thinking, I want a puttanesca versus a poutine or a polenta, because it was like, what that? Someone tell me, first of all, what is poutine?
Poutine is French fries, cheese curd, and gravy, and it
sounds disgusting.
Nah, it's real good. And there's a poutine truck in LA. Like the poutine's a thing. Yeah. I mean, in Canada it's everywhere, but here it is becoming a thing.
Oh, so you learn something new every day.
Also, why is it a big deal that Hiram Lodge owns Pops? I don't understand.
Well, because they were keeping that a secret, and Archie didn't know it, and Pops almost revealed it, and now he knows. What that information means, I don't know, unless it's just part of the broader thing of like they're buying up everything.
And did we see what gift the Sinclairs sent Veronica for her quinceañera?
Oh, I don't know that we ever will.
No, okay, because I thought that might have been.
Yeah, no, that seemed like it was going to be a thing, but it was mainly, I think, to set up Veronica telling Hermione, Hermione telling Hiram, Hiram telling Archie. Good for you.
Got it.
You're just what I'm looking for in a son-in-law. You beat up a guy with casts on.
Yeah, if I didn't just love these characters so much, I would just drag the show. But I really do. I love the characters, and I love how they've built them, and you can tell that so many of them have chemistry together. But what these plot points are that they are navigating is so confusing and frustrating to me.
Yeah, I liked it better when Hiram was in jail.
Me too.
When he was like a figment of our imagination, right?
When he loomed but didn't actually,
I think Mark Consuelos is not one of my favorite actors, but I think he's an okay actor.
No, I'm not blaming him for this. No.
But his portrayal of Hiram is always so just brooding and like, you know how when people try hard to be intimidating? He tries way too hard to be intimidating.
And also, like, this character was introduced as being like the Bernie Madoff.
Yes.
And now he's like El Chapo. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, now he is clearly consorting with organized crime figures.
Right.
And it's like, and the FBI needs this ginge to go in and like monitor a fucking poker game where everybody's talking about crime shit. Like, put a wire pops.
Right.
You don't need Archie for this, you know?
I would think that it would be incredibly illegal and inadmissible in court if Archie were to say anything. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that, think of all the
cross-examination. Aren't you dating the defendant's daughter? Yeah, no more questions.
Yeah, cross-examination. Aren't you 16? Like, I don't know.
Well, so in an alternate universe, in a mirror universe of Riverdale, I would love to see, by the way, Marissa Nichols, who plays Hermione. She's so stunning. Like, how are you that amazing on camera? Her and the mayor get together and have this like Destiny's Child group of just badass females on the show.
Oh, I thought you wanted them to get together romantically, and I was like, I mean, I hadn't thought about it, but sure.
Hey, I'm down for the swirl. But because I feel like Hermione always has these. Let me see. Mija, how was school? Okay, well, just know that at 5 p.m. we're gonna kill someone. We don't know who. Thank you. It's always she's always just so like she has a like CeeLo with this cat.
Well, and I had totally forgotten that she and Fred had an affair until somebody mentioned this episode. I was like, oh yeah,
Poutine dude did.
They dated in high school, didn't they? Like they were like high school sweethearts.
There's a trifecta with Molly Ringwald.
I thought they had, but I thought they had. Have they not had one on this show as adults? Or am I remembering?
A little.
That's what they're talking about.
Right, they hinted to it in the first episode when she was asking for a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh well. Maybe you put it down right.
All right, look, Riverdale, we believe in you. We're gonna stick this out and make it through, but really, look at your game. That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, directed by Rachel Talalay, by the way, who made Tank Girl.
Really?
Hey.
Yes.
Tank Girl's great. Lori Petty's amazing.
They have really cool indie film directors shooting this
Susan
show.
Lori Pettit Powder. She runs to the same person when she's blonde. Snap out of it!
We'll see you next time.